Obviously, news broke out just before this press conference that Frank Buglioni is going to be fighting Callum Johnson on the co-main. How did that fight come about?
Well, it's the mandatory. It's the mandatory for Frank Buglioni. It was a fight that was supposed to happen on October 28th, and Callum Johnson got an injury. We made the fight last night. He has to go and see a doctor just to get clearance on the injury with a board standard procedure. And it's a brilliant fight. You know, Frank Buglioni is always in great fights. You know, he's been offered the Kovalev fight, he's been offered the Ward fight previously. He wants to win the Lonsdale belt outright, and he will fight anyone that he has to get that secured. So I really feel like the 175-pound division domestically is in great shape. You know, you've got Hosea Burton, who I think outside of Frank Buglioni is the top #1 fighter. You've got Anthony Yarde. I keep saying Yarde, but I know it's Yarde. He's also, you know, he's not fought anyone of any note yet, but he's a talent for sure. Callum Johnson is a dangerous, big punching, undefeated Commonwealth champion. You know, you've got Jake Ball coming through, just got a good win. You've got Craig Richards now up at light. You've got Liam Conroy. Really good domestic scene now. So, you know, Frank's got to get through Callum Johnson, and then he's got one final defence of that British title. And I would like that to be Hosea Burton after their Fight of the Year contender in 2016.
You spoke about it there. At the end of the year, we could potentially see Frank Buglioni fighting Anthony Yarde, but how hard is that fight to make because of sort of broadcasting rights, promotion? There's difference between promoters. Yeah. How hard is that to make?
At the end of the day, I would let Frank Buglioni take that fight on BT. No problem at all. If the right offer came around, no problem. And I would sit down with it, and vice versa. We've both made offers, six-figure offers for fights to take place for Yarde on Sky and Buglioni on BT. I feel like the fact is that Yarde turned down the fight, or actually pulled out of the fight with Hosea Burton. And you can't say, oh, we're not fighting a final eliminator, when you're fighting the guys that he's fighting. You know, like he fought Sejloka, great matchmaking because he's shot to bits and he's been rounds. You know, but the guy they're fighting in the Copper Box on February the 10th, I mean, you want to say that he's better than Hosea Burton, and he's not ranked, so it's not like saying, oh, we're doing this. All it is, they don't want to fight Hosea Burton. They know how dangerous he is, and it's frustrating because Yarde against Burton will put bums on seats. It's a really good domestic fight. It doesn't have to be a final eliminator. You can defend your WBO Intercontinental title, and I'll pay big money for that fight. In fact, no problem paying Yarde a six-figure purse to fight Burton. But they don't want to fight Hosea Burton. He's very, very dangerous. But Buglioni does, because he would love that to be his last defence. But again, no problem making Buglioni against Yarde. But apparently they don't want a British title, they want to go and fight for the world title. So we'll see how long these opponents keep rolling.